Turning now to the IRS targeting scandal, the House Oversight Committee set to vote on whether to hold former IRS official Lois Lerner in contempt of Congress. She, as you know, is a central figure in the investigation. She twice invoked her Fifth Amendment right not to testify before Congress. Republicans argue she waived that right by giving an opening statement in her first appearance. Joining us now, Cleta Mitchell, an attorney for some of the Tea Party groups that were targeted by the IRS. She herself has testified before Congress in relation to this issue. President Obama famously told Bill O'Reilly that there is not a smidgen of corruption involved here regarding the IRS. Is he right?
He's absolutely wrong, and he knows he's wrong. And the thing that's so frustrating, I think, to many of us and to a majority of the American people is that instead of doing what he said he would do last May, when the president promised that he was angry about this and he wanted to make certain that there was an investigation by the Justice Department and people would be held accountable. That lasted about 15 minutes, and starting the end of June, 1st of July of last year, and even continuing through this day, the Democrats have, for some unknown reason, decided to fall into line and to try to thwart the investigation, to thwart getting to the truth. The Justice Department investigation has taken some very unusual turns in that they spent 8-9 months interviewing IRS employees before they ever talked to a single victim. I don't know that they've yet talked to any organizations that were targeted. They've talked to me, finally, after I testified that they hadn't talked to me or any of my clients. So it's discouraging to me as a citizen and taxpayer, because I believe very strongly, from all the years of experience I've had before and after this scandal, there's something seriously wrong within the IRS, and we all have an interest as citizens in getting the IRS to function in accordance with the law, and that's just not happening. One
of your clients is Catherine Engelbrecht. She's featured in this special report that I'm anchoring this weekend called Enemies of the State. Wife and mother, you know, kind of apolitical in Houston, Texas, until she got fed up with how things were going. She got involved in politics locally, and she all of a sudden attracted the attention of the federal government. Why?
Yes. Well, I think it's because, look, Catherine is a wonderful person. She's smart, she's capable, and she's very dedicated. And she and other citizens in her area got together and they formed an organization called True the Vote, which is dedicated to voter integrity and making sure our elections are honest and that we combat voter fraud. Well, if you want to pick an issue that is going to really get the loony left crazy at you and angry at you, talk about voter integrity. She just thought they were just doing what good citizens should do and get involved in the election process, to be observers and poll watchers. But they really tripped a sensitive chord of this administration and the left. And as a result, after she filed her application for tax-exempt status in July of 2010 for True the Vote, which took filing a lawsuit against the United States government to get it, she and her family were personally audited twice by the IRS. Her company was audited twice by the IRS. She had 7 visits from the FBI, 2 visits from the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Agency, a visit from OSHA and the Texas Environmental Quality Agency. Look, this is not coincidental.
We will get into some of that in the special that runs this weekend. But I want to make this a bigger picture question to wrap this up. For those who might be of the liberal persuasion, what's at stake here? I mean, this is the government picking on conservatives right now, but what if you're not a conservative?
Well, if you're not a conservative, you should still be concerned that the IRS has become so politicized. This agency, which is only supposed to be collecting revenues, which has now been charged under Obamacare with having all of our health records, knowing everything about every citizen and taxpayer in America. And do we really want, I don't care what your political philosophy is, do you really want this agency, this most powerful agency that terrifies most Americans, to be able to come and attack you, audit you, just because they don't like who you give money to or they don't like who you associate with? I think that that's something that should be very troublesome to everyone, regardless of your political persuasion.
Yeah. We forget too often we are the government in this country, or we're supposed
to be.
Yeah. Cleta Mitchell, thank you.
Thank you.